What is going on, guys? Ultimate Deadpool here, and I am going to reveal some things that are going to be for future videos. So without further ado, let's get started. So I'm doing things a little bit differently. I'm going to save the minifigures for last and do the big stuff first, just to kind of switch things up a little bit. So if you guys want to know what these two characters are, aside from the obvious, stay tuned to the end of the video, and you guys will find out. Okay, so first off, we have the biggest thing out of all of these things. This is actually a model truck. It was supposed to be Optimus Prime from Michael Bay's Transformers. And as I was painting this and I just finished putting the red coat on, I forgot that the cab is actually blue and then the front end of it is red. And I completely forgot about that when I was making this truck. So I'll probably do this model again, and just have the front end, the cab blue, and then have this part red. But also, real quickly, somebody in the comments tell me, is this the exact same truck that Optimus Prime is in the Michael Bay movies? Because I don't remember exactly what kind of semi-truck he was. All I know is that this looks pretty close to that. So this thing has a whole bunch of detail, and some of it doesn't even get added. They have like a pipe or something that goes, here. They have tubes and shit that go through here. I accidentally forgot that there are two headlights, or like turn signal lights, up here on the bumpers. A couple other small things. I know there's some stuff that goes on the back. And no, I did not paint this. This was my first time building a semi-truck in about 10 years. So it's been a while. So I kind of left out some of the not as important stuff, just to give myself a good taste of how hard a semi-truck was. And this truck is actually really easy to build. Surprisingly, I very rarely use the instructions on this thing, which is sad because that's just funny that this is a massive, massive build, and I very rarely use the instructions on it. I think the only thing I used the instructions on was the engine, which I didn't paint because, again, I was just giving it a taste, see, how hard this truck was, and then go for the major stuff on the next time I do this truck. And plus, if this thing ever shows up in any videos, you're not going to see the freaking engine. So I wasn't really worried about it. Plus, I have seen people who have white engines, so it's not unnormal, but it's a little weird. One thing I didn't also do is I didn't paint the backs of the mud flaps. Those are still white. I didn't paint whatever these pieces were underneath it, so if you guys are major truckers or truck fans or whatnot, please let me know what the hell this thing is underneath it. I'm not entirely sure. So and then here's the underneath it. It's pretty basic. It's got the two drive shafts. The tires don't actually turn, but it shows that it could. You got the two giant gas tanks on it. I didn't paint this piece, which is the connector for the smokestacks. At the time, I just wasn't really worried about it or concerned when I was building this, and that was just one of those small details that I left out. I did not paint the windshield wipers up here. There are windshield wipers molded into the glass. I didn't feel like painting those. Again, this was just kind of like a test dummy car. This was a test dummy car. I wanted to build it, see what it would look like, see how hard it would be to build, and then at some point I will do this truck again as Optimus Prime from Michael Bay's Transformers. Now, most likely this particular truck will be driven or be used in my Mad Max miniseries. Hopefully coming out before too long. I know I've been saying that a lot, but hopefully, seriously, guys, bear with me. My Home Depot schedule is wickedly nuts right now, and I just simply do not have enough time to do every single thing that I've said on my channels. So, and that's channels. So if you guys want to check out a video that's similar to this, a link will be in the description below if you guys want to check it out. So it's on Ultimate Deadpool Extras. If you guys are interested, just go on YouTube, type in Ultimate Deadpool Extras, and it's the first thing that shows up. So anyway, I spent enough time on this truck. Real quickly, the amount of detail that they put on this is freaking crazy. They got the handlebar, like the railing bars here, railing bars on the smokestacks to like help you, like if you're, short. You have the step stool here, and then you have another handlebar here to help get into the truck. And I obviously when I do the Michael Bay's version, I'll probably change this into like an Autobot logo or something just like the movie. A lot of people don't like the Michael Bay Transformer movies, but me personally, I love the first one. The second one was pretty good, and I liked the third one as well. The fourth one was it wasn't bad. And then The Last Knight, I think, is underrated. I thought The Last Knight was pretty good. It wasn't the best thing. It wasn't quite what I was expecting, but it wasn't bad. So, anyway, I'm sure you guys are going to yell at me in the comments saying, what the is wrong with you? You like Michael Bay's Transformers? I grew up with Michael Bay's Transformers. And I like the show, too. I love the show, actually. But Michael Bay, he did his best. And Michael Bay always just does that. He just does, like, things his way with a little bit of a twist and having a little bit of everything in it. So I respect that. As a director, he did try to do something different. It just wasn't really received the way he had hoped. So, either way, if people didn't like the movies, they would have stopped making them after the first movie. I'm just saying, if he didn't do a good job, they would have stopped with just one movie. So, and they made 5. So, anyway, on to the next thing. Okay, this is definitely going to be one of those, this is one of those trial and error type things. I left out a ton of details with this truck, mostly because I have never built a pickup truck. Aside from that pink one that was already painted and made of metal, I don't count that. This, however, is a complete plastic model. I have never done a pickup truck, and I just wanted to see how much of a pain in the ass it would be. And let me say this. You will never catch me building another pickup truck on this channel again. At least not this particular one. Because this thing was easy. But the tailgate on this thing was a bit... And it's still not even holding up together. There's a humongous gap. You can't really see it. But there's a gap here and here. Because the stupid fenders wouldn't cooperate and stay together. And I cannot tell you how long I was sitting there holding it, squeezing it like this, trying to get it to stay up. So, yeah, most likely I will not do this pickup truck again. I like the tires, the look, all that. And I did not paint the tail lights. And I left a lot of details out on the front that I would normally add. But again, this was one of those trial and error things. Try it once, see how it works. And I just broke it. So, I already kind of figured the front bumper would fall off eventually. It was having a hard time staying together to begin with. So I'm just going to go ahead and set this off to the side. This is already going to become a Mad Max truck anyway. And, just like the semi-truck, I did not bother painting the engine for it. So the engine is still white. But that's just because, again, this was a trial and error truck. I have never done I've never done a pickup truck. And I highly doubt I will do one again. Especially not this particular version. Because, as you can see, the freaking bumper fell off. And it wasn't because of bad stuff. It's literally 2 prongs or would hold the whole thing together. And it's not at all stable. So, there you go. It's on there. Kind of. So, anyway, on to the next thing. Okay, now I've already reviewed this thing on my other channel, Ultimate Deadpool Extras. But I'm just going to go ahead and do it here. Now, before you guys ask, no, I cannot transform this thing again. Because a piece was broke off, and it was not the Action Figure's fault. It was my fault entirely. This piece here, I pulled it too hard as I was transforming it, so now it is stuck in robot mode, which I'm not really worried about it because I prefer it to be in robot mode anyway. And if I ever have this character or Optimus transform, I do have the Lego semi-truck that I have built either way, which is actually a lot bigger than what this is when it's transformed into a truck. But anyway, most of these pieces are metal. Like these front plates are metal. This is metal. Some of these other smaller pieces are metal. A lot of this is actually metal, which is, that piece breaking off was expected when I first did this, because these metal diecast characters, they're not meant to be used the way I would use it. And most likely this is just going to be a display piece, because I don't animate with Transformers anyway, because it's too much of a pain in the ass to try to keep them standing and positioned like that, like they're supposed to, or how you would expect it to move. I don't animate action figures anyway. That's what I was trying to get at. So, that small little piece breaking off and having the whole thing not being able to transform, I'm not affected by that, because I don't want to transform this. It looks much better as a robot than it does as a truck. I mean, when you watch Transformers, you don't watch the truck, you watch the robot. So, this guy came with a bunch of accessories. He's got a jetpack, which I don't remember Optimus using in the show. I think he did it in the first episode. It was the first and second. It was one of the intro episodes that they did to help sell the toys. He comes with this super cool sword, which is also made of metal. It's not really heavy, but it's heavier than what you would expect it to be, just because it is obviously metal. It comes with this gun, extra gun, which weirdly enough looks like Megatron in his original form. So I don't know if this is actually supposed to be Megatron, and for some reason Optimus Prime is holding Megatron. There's something sexual about that, I'm sure, that someone's going to say in the comments. But anyway, I don't remember him using a gun like this. So for the time being, we're just going to say it's an extra gun that whatever Chinese toy company made this decided to send with it. But the gun is also metal, so that's metal clinging against metal. He came with a super sick transparent plastic axe, which goes on his left hand, or right hand, my left, just because he's facing that way. It goes on his right hand, and it's kind of hard to see with the wall painted red. I'm getting something that can change that. But yeah, this is definitely going to be one of the more, definitely used things for my videos, but it's not going to be extremely used. And one thing I did forget to add in my review on the other channel is this thing has a really cool little matrix of leadership kind of hidden away. I'm going to get it off camera. Okay, I'm not going to take the matrix out, but you can see it right there. My brother has virtually the exact same thing as this, except it's Ultra Magnus without armor, which looks like a white version of Optimus Prime. And the matrix of leadership kind of opens up just like it does in the Transformers movie. So we're going to go ahead and close this up. Most likely, if this Optimus is on camera for these videos, he's not going to use the matrix. Just because it's too small. And I don't want to try to pry it out, because then I would never get it back in. So, his gun can fold up and go into his back here. It has a little compartment that opens up. That's pretty much it. This thing also came with like 3 extra heads. I don't know how to change the heads, so I'm not going to worry about it. So if you guys do know how to change the heads, let me know. Just so that way I know how to do it. So on to the minifigures. Okay, now believe it or not, this character was actually purchased at Dollar Tree. And you heard that right. I bought at Dollar Tree. They had the Lego Justice League's Arkham Breakout movie, and on the case it has the exclusive Nightwing minifigure. And I was curious because I know it was Dollar Tree, but for one, I can't picture them selling that particular movie. And two, well, I can, but not with the exclusive figure. And two, a lot of people, like to steal these exclusive figures. And I was, gambling when I did this. But I went ahead and bought the movie. And it's a really okay movie. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I won't spoil too much of it. But long story short, Batman goes on vacation and Superman is left in charge of Gotham City. And yeah. So Nightwing doesn't actually wear this costume in that movie. He actually wears the New 52 red variation. But this is honestly a really cool figure, and I wish I had had this when I was making Nightwing because it would have made my life so much easier. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and let you guys compare the two real quick. Alright, now the real one's on the left, my custom's on the right, and honestly, I like the printing on this one a lot better just because it's, official. But and the face on this is pretty good too. It has two different facial expressions. It's got the angry, I'm ready to fight look, and then it's got the I'm a young smartass kind of look. So for now, we're just gonna go ahead and keep it on this face. But the hairpiece, I don't care for on this figure. And I don't know why, but I don't know. I don't know. Because that hairpiece, looks fine, but it's not right. And I like this hairpiece for Nightwing a little bit better. Like if you take this and swap it, to me, I think that stands out. That just looks more. I don't know how to say it. It looks better, but either way, I'm gonna go ahead and just leave this hairpiece on. So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like the Nightwing hairpiece, or do you like the flatter hairstyle better? Personally, my all-time favorite will always be the Rockstar hairpiece. I always loved that for the original 2006 Nightwing. But let me know what you guys think on which hairpiece is better. And on to the final character. And last up, we have my all-time favorite minifigure that I've been trying to look for years. I kid you not, years. We have Anakin Skywalker from Episode 3, Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith, which is by far my favorite Star Wars movie. I don't care what people say. Hayden Christensen, you did a really good job as Anakin Skywalker. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. Because Anakin Skywalker was supposed to be a whiny person. And I think Hayden Christensen played the role perfectly. I don't know if I pronounced his name right. But if I did, I know his first name was Hayden. I don't remember how his last name is pronounced. But anyway, this is the Sith face. Limited edition. Maybe not limited edition, but now it's considered ultra rare. Anakin Skywalker, and I have been looking for this character for years, since the first time I ever saw this character, and I think it was actually Brick Vault that I saw this character on. I have always wanted this particular figure, and I found it on eBay, and it was at a great price. I went ahead and bought it, and this is just, oh my god, I love this character. I always liked the Anakin Skywalker character because it kind of shows, especially in Revenge of the Sith, I love how it shows the manipulation that Palpatine did that was so easy to convince Anakin, but I think a lot of that was done through the Force. Now, I have not seen Rise of Skywalker yet, so please don't spoil it for me. But I know that there's a lot of things that you can do through the Force, and I think manipulation is actually one of them. And I always thought that, I think that that's how Palpatine manipulated Anakin, was through the Force with his dreams of Padme. So I'm not entirely sure. I'm sure you guys are going to let me know down in the comments. I think that it was actually in the comic books. I could be wrong. But anyway, just real quick, I love the detail on this figure. This is probably, it would have done a little bit better had it done dual molds. But back when this character was made, dual molding was not, or dual molded legs was not a real big thing. I'm sure if this episode 3 is ever remade in Lego form, I am almost guaranteeing that they're going to have dual molded legs for the Mustafar set. I really do like the black robes printing, and the back printing is fairly basic, but one of the things I loved about this version of Anakin is that face. That face is just wow. It seriously looks like what he looked like in the final battle with Obi-Wan Kenobi. I really do like that face. I don't know what it is about it. I don't know why, but that face just stands out. And then the Sith eyes is just, it kind of reminds me of that scene after he kills like all the government guys that were hanging out at Mustafar. And then he looks at the camera with his hood and he's got the Sith eyes. I think that just stands out, and I just really do love this character. I cannot stress that enough. At some point, I plan on doing a Star Wars film or a Lego Star Wars type movie. And Anakin is definitely going to be one of the main characters / villains in that series. And before you guys ask, yes, I'm going to do Darth Vader versus Anakin Skywalker. Jedi versus Sith variant. Now, real quickly, I actually made my own version of Anakin a little while ago, and it's not bad, but it's not great either. So give me just a second. So this is my version of Anakin. Now it's got, I believe that's the Clone Wars printing for Anakin. But I gave him like a brown arms, brown legs. I didn't bother going all out with the detail on this character. And he's got the basic Anakin, back printing. One of the things I didn't like was his face. I just think that face just, it looks like Anakin, but not quite. Like, whoops. And especially if you look at it from this end, I think this is actually a legitimate Anakin Skywalker head, actually. Because I remember there was an Anakin Skywalker face that looked exactly like this. I think it was the Episode 2's Padawan Anakin. I think it was. I think this is a Padawan Anakin face. So again, I could be wrong, but I really do. I really think, now that I think about it, I really do think that was a... Hold on, because this is going to drive me crazy. Oh, where's that hairpiece? Okay. I know that this is not the same color as Anakin's real hair, but give me just a second. I'm going to do this off camera. Okay, I took the Riddler's hairpiece. Now, this hairpiece was used by Anakin Skywalker in some of the Lego Yoda Chronicles, and I believe it was also in the Padawan Anakin figure. Okay, this is seriously the Anakin Skywalker head as a Padawan. So, I did not actually notice that. I did not know that this was the Anakin Skywalker Padawan head. I'm sure you guys are going to let me know if it is or not. It has a striking resemblance to him. I don't know if it's actually supposed to be Anakin Skywalker's head. But I know that the regular, expression, that is exactly what Anakin Skywalker's face looked like as a Padawan in the Lego Yoda Chronicles little TVs or 3, 4, 5 part series. And that looks exactly like it. So I'm pretty sure it's not, but I'm sure you guys are going to let me know down in the comments if that is in fact Anakin's head or not. But either way, at some point, I'm going to have like official versus knockoff, Darth Vader versus Anakin Skywalker, and all that kind of stuff. So there's going to be a lot of really weird shit happening, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. A lot of new video ideas are coming out. More death battles. I'm going to try to start doing the Mad Max Deadpool series at some point, but give me a little bit of wiggle room. I'm trying to get through Home Depot's crazy schedule that they've got me on. So if you guys will just bear with me for a little while everything gets taken care of and sorted out, then everything will be a little bit smoother. So trust me, I'm trying to do as many videos as I can, but they have me going back and forth constantly, and I just don't have time to do half of any of it. So just bear with me for a little bit, and everything will work out in the end. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys all next time on Ultimate Deadpool. Peace out. You guys are awesome. Link will be in the description for Ultimate Deadpool extras. And I will see you guys all next time. And you guys are awesome. I could not be able to do this without you. So, peace out.